So these are some of the peppers I have from my garden. Some jalapenos that have ripened into a beautiful red, as well as some cayenne. And I want to make a pepper sauce, not a sauce, just a hot pepper, I guess. Well, it's just a hot pepper condiment. Not like how I've done before with my jalapeno crema, but this is going to be one with vinegar. I'm just going to give this a try, see how I like it, and make good use of these peppers. I've got habaneros and scotch bonnets as well, but I'm starting with these. So the first thing I'm going to do is wash them, and I'm going to take all the stems off. Okay, this is how I've cut all the stems off. But what I forgot to do is I'm going to just cut this maybe into like 2 pieces. The cayennes I'll maybe cut into 1. They're all going to get softened and blended up anyway, but I will cut just to make it a little easier. And then you're going to open some windows, because the last time I was just even sauteing some habanero, ooh, the house. So that's going to probably be the only tricky part here, dealing with the smell that infiltrates with all that pepper. Okay, so this is how I've cut the tops off. I'm going to do that with the rest, and I'm just going to put them into my pot at the bottom. I'm going to cut have like half an apple as well. I'm going to also maybe I have like a tomato. That's one of my small orange tomatoes. I'm going to kind of just cover it with a little bit of vinegar. I'll show you, and start simmering. Okay, so there are my peppers in my pot, all of them cut at least a little bit. I'm putting 1 orange tomato, small, they're sweeter already, and then just about half an apple I'm gonna put in there, and I will add maybe like 3 garlic cloves to this. I'm gonna put a mix of apple cider vinegar and regular white vinegar. Okay, you can see I have 2 pretty big pieces of garlic in there and 1 smaller piece, and I don't have as much apple cider vinegar as I thought, but I'm just going to start pouring a little bit. I'll say that's probably a 1/4 cup. Now I'm going to add white vinegar. So you don't need to have, from what I understand, you don't need to have like it covering everything. Hope that's not too much. I essentially have it enough to cover the peppers, and they're going to start to simmer. I'm putting this at low. I'm going to cover this, open windows, and I'll be back. Okay, it's been about an hour. I'm going to just try to cover my face and lift this and see how it's going. Okay, maybe it could be, maybe I'll give it a mix. I can maybe turn the heat up a little. Okay, so I let the pepper mixture just sit overnight. I'm sure everything's going to be beautifully soft. If not, I have a blend tech which will pulverize this, but I let it sit so the flavors will be what I am sure they will end up being. And I'm going to taste it. I haven't added any salt. I'm going to blend it, and I'm also going to see if I want to add any other flavors, because what I could do, since I still have lots of peppers, is I might char some, roast some, and add to this to give some different flavors to this. But I'm going to see how this turns out first. Get all this in my blend tech. And I'm going to blend. Okay, so I'm just going to put it to low. Okay, so it was really already pretty much mixed at 11 seconds, but I put it up to about a 3 and just let it go till 40 seconds to make sure everything was beautifully pulverized, and then I'm going to see the consistency. So it's a bit thick. I was worried like that's probably going to come out with some hot, spicy smells. That's spicy. Let me get a little, I don't have any salt in this as well. I might add a little lemon juice, water, but I'm going to taste it first. I'm going to see how I added carrot, I added apple, and I have a little tomato in there. I'm just going to see. Alright guys, smelling. Okay. Whew. Okay, that is a spicy pepper. I like it. It's definitely got the sweetness. So interesting, the apple, the tomato. Oh, that's nice. I like it. I'm gonna put some salt in here. I'm gonna put some salt, and I'm probably gonna put a little water to thin this out. Now, what's very interesting is that strong vinegary smell and taste, which obviously I cooked it in. You don't really notice that now. I really notice the sweetness. So I've added about a teaspoon of salt. I'm not measuring how much water I'm putting in here. I'm just putting enough to try to thin this out. I'm gonna give it another mix, and I'll be back to taste it. Now, if you want, you can strain this and like to get the seeds and stuff out, but I think I'm just gonna leave this like this. You could strain it to make it more like a Louisiana hot sauce kind of scenario, or just like a strained hot sauce. And then you could take the pulp and dehydrate it, which I haven't used my dehydrator in a long time. It's an idea that I might want to try, but I might do it for my habaneros and then dehydrate that and then pulse it into a powder. You can sort of see it is definitely thinner. I like this. I'm gonna give it another taste with the salt added. I don't know if I want to add any lemon. I considered that too. All right, here we go. Oh, I love this. Woo! It's interesting because I feel like I can taste the tomato, although I didn't add a lot of tomato. It's not bad. It's just the salt has definitely taken away from the sweetness, which is exactly what I like. I think that teaspoon of salt is good. So this is like a hot with a tiny bit of a sweet edge kind of pepper. And see, I'm able to taste it, and I'm going to taste it again. No, it's really nice. Really nice. And thankfully, because it's got some cayenne, but mostly jalapenos, while it's spicy, and I have friends who would not be able to handle this, it's not too much. I'm not tasting the vinegar, and I don't know if I want to add any. I think I'm going to leave it as is. So, you're going to put it into jars after this. I'm going to give some to my mom. And, yeah. I just made a really nice hot sauce. Okay, I didn't show you this, but I had a pepper jar that I cleaned out. I mean, I believe in recycling as much as possible. I cleaned it out. I used a little bit of with hydrogen peroxide, food grade as well, to clean the bottle and let it sit. And then I just, it's perfect because the consistency works. I just poured it into this, and I have my first bottle of homemade pepper sauce. I'm gonna give that one to my mom, and I'm going to bottle the rest. Okay guys, I have filled my second jar, and look at this. It's as though I literally measured this out to come up with exactly the amount that would fill 2 jars. One is your standard pepper jar, and the other one was, I think, something with like a seasoning, some sort of jerk seasoning. And as I said, I repurposed my bottles, and it literally, you'd think that I measured this out. That's how good I am. Okay. Anyway, guys, this is a homemade hot pepper sauce. I am looking forward to enjoying this and to trying to make some with my other scotch bonnets and habaneros. I think I'm gonna have lots of hot pepper sauce. That said, I might just freeze some to use because, you know, peppers are plentiful and they grew plentifully for me, and I got a lot of pepper sauce that's gonna last a long time. This is my pepper sauce, perfectly bottled with 2 jars that fit perfectly the amount I made, and it's good. Spicy, homemade pepper sauce. Don't be intimidated.